Hello everybody and welcome to Storytime with me, Miss Anna. So lovely to see you. Today our story is about a detective, but not any kind of detective like Sherlock Holmes. A different kind of detective. It's a dog. The Detective Dog. The author is Julia Donaldson and the illustrator is Sara Ogilvie. That is the dog, and he is a detective. Now, do you know what is the job of a detective? Turn to your adults or your friends in the room with you, your brother or your sister, and ask them, what does a detective do? Let's see if you're right. I heard somebody say something there. Let's see if you're right. Let's read it. There once was a dog with a keen sense of smell. She was known far and wide as Detective Dog Nell. Sniff, 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 time after time, Nell the detective solved crime after crime. Who threw the hazelnuts down from the trees? Who took the honey away from the bees? Show you that one first. Detective Dog Nell. Who did the poo on the new gravel path? How did the spider get into the bath? Sniff, 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 with a wag of her tail, Nell the detective was hot on the trail. So she's finding things out. Things are happening and her job is to find out who's been doing that. Does that happen in your house? I wonder. Nell shared her house with a person called Peter. A very nice child, though he could be neater. And 6-year-old Peter was one of those boys who kept on mislaying his clothes and his toys. He's messy. Sniff, 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 nose to the ground. These are the things the detective dog found. The bus in the bowl and the book in the bed. The sock in the sofa, the shoe in the shed. The tumble-down teddy, the bounce-away ball. Oops. Now the detective discovered them all. She is very good at finding things that are missing in the house. Who in your house are very good at finding things? Is it somebody whose name begins with a You call her that? I think so. Now Nell did detection from Tuesday till Sunday, but did something totally different each Monday. She found Peter's bag and she tracked down her lead, then set off for school where she heard children read. She works in a school on a Monday in the library. The children loved reading their stories to Nell, and Nell loved to listen and also to smell. Sniff, 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 mixed in the air were plasticine custard and newly washed hair. The crusts in the bins and the coats on the hooks, but the best smell of all was the smell of the books. She loved it. She's actually not in the library. She's in a classroom. They have a library. Lots of books on the shelves there. Books about dinosaurs. Books about knights. Books about planes and planets and meteorites. Books about princes who turned into frogs. Books about dragons. And books about dogs. But then came a Monday when all was not well. Nell sniffed the air and she smelled the wrong smell. What could it be? Something is the matter. In the classroom, the two of them hurried and found Mr. Jones looking terribly worried. He tugged at his hair and he let out a sigh. Peter looked round and he started to cry. Sniff, sniff, sniff. What was going on? The books! Cried out Peter. The books have all gone. Oh no! What do you think happened? Yeah, they might have had a burglary. Somebody took their books, and that was Nell's favourite thing to sniff, and it was the children's favourite thing to do in the class. Oh, she's on it now. Nell gave a growl when she heard the bad news, but then started sniffing and searching for clues. Sniff, 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 on the bookshelf a cap. The thief must have dropped it, the terrible chap. Oh, look at her. Nell sniffed the cap, then she tugged on the lead, and woof! She was off at astonishing speed. So she has found a clue, and now she's going after whoever did it. Everyone followed Detective Dog Nell. She stopped at the traffic lights. What could she smell? Sniff, sniff, sniff. Haddock and hay, pizza and penguins, and further away, the smell of the thief. And how very exciting! Thousands of pages, all covered in writing. Everyone's following her to find the books. Then, woof! They were off with no time for a stop. Past the farm and the zoo and the takeaway shop. They raced through a field where the rabbits smelled good. Then over a golf course and into a wood. So past the farm, past the zoo, past the takeaway shop, and past the golf course. And off they go. They thrashed through the undergrowth, leafy and dense, till they came to a gate in an old wooden fence. Then Nell started growling and picked up an ear. Ooh, she can hear something. She barked, ruff, and the bark meant the thief is in here. She's found something. They flung the gate open, and Peter cried, "Look!" For there sat a man with his nose in a book. There were many more books poking out of a sack, and the children yelled, Those are our books! Give 'em back! Sniff, sniff, sniff. The book thief looked sad. I'm sorry, he sniffled. I know I've been bad. Stealing is wrong, but I just meant to borrow. I was planning to give all the books back tomorrow. To borrow? To borrow? Nell pricked up an ear. She barked, and the bark meant, I've had an idea. I wonder what her idea is. Then woof! She was off, and away they all sped, including the book thief who told them I'm Ted. Sniff, 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 they raced through the wood and over the field where the rabbits smelled good. Where are they going? They panted and puffed past the takeaway shop, the zoo and the farmyard with never a stop, except to retrieve Peter's scarf and his ball, which someone had thoughtfully placed on a wall, till they came to a building with doors open wide. And what did they see when they all went inside? What do you think is in there? They're taking Ted, the guy who took the books, they're taking him there. Wonder what's in there. Can I give you a clue? A place where there's loads and loads of storybooks that you can go in, sit down, relax, look at some books, read a story, look at the pictures, and you can borrow them and take them back next week. Do you know that place? I think you're right. Let's see. Thousands of books from the floor to the ceiling. The books gave the thief the most heavenly feeling. He gazed in amazement. Where am I? He said, and Peter replied, in the library, Ted. You can join if you want to. There isn't a fee, and then you can take lots of books out for free. Wow! Look at that library. Thousands and thousands of books. I think Ted's gonna love that. So, Ted has a lovely new library card. There's Ted. And he sits reading books in his little backyard. He's enjoying that. And when it's a Monday, Detective Dog Nell visits the school with a wonderful smell. Sniff, sniff, sniff. With a faraway look, she smells and she listens to book after book. Books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princes who turn into frogs, books about dragons, and books about dogs. All the old books and a new one as well, the story of daring Detective Dog Nell. Peter's made a book for just about her, the detective dog. How awesome is that? The end. Do you have a book that you really, really like? Something that's really your favorite thing to read about? So like dinosaurs, dragons, wild animals, pets. What are your favorite stories? Let me know. Ask your adult to let me know. What are your favorite stories? I hope you've enjoyed the story, and I'll see you next time. Bye.